you done an interview before? Of course, you're on the radio, so yeah.
What, have I ever been interviewed?
Yeah.
Not really, no. The radio show I do is kind of like just music for 2 hours. Which takes a lot of dang on energy.
Just for 2 hours?
But no, it's like a non-stop. It's like a DJ party, but like over the internet. So it's like non-stop.
Oh, it's on the internet?
Yeah, so you can look at it on SoundCloud. I mean, there's a station, 93.5, but...
Yeah, I did something like that. But when he had me do it, I had to do everything at home, record it, and bring it back and play it back over the air.
Yeah, the last radio station I was kind of involved with kind of wanted to do something similar, but instead of like you recording it over the air, you just would do it through your phone, which I don't know.
Okay. So you ready?
I was ready.
Music bed.
Not planned, but here I am needing you.
How you doing, guys? Trace Lucas here, LVP Lucas Vision Podcast. Today I have Lesa here.
Hello.
Comedian, model, actress, mom, all above. We want to sit down and talk with her, see how she got started. The main thing that we want to check out today. How was your start? Was it in modeling or was it in telling jokes outside of high school?
Okay, outside of high school. So honestly, like I signed with a talent agency as a talent, but my main focus was comedy. So before I took any pictures, before I did anything, I went on stage. So my first set was at Good Nights.
Okay.
Of course, it wasn't booked. It was an open mic. Those are ridiculously hard to get. Woo woo. So my very first time trying to get on a mic at Good Nights, I got on the mic, and that was my first time ever on the stage. But I started writing 2 years prior to that. So back in 2018 was the first time I ever wrote a joke. So yeah.
So what made you want to get in comedy?
Everybody always told me I was funny, so there's that. Just me being naturally who I am is a funny person, and then I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching comedians, and then listening to them. I realized that most of them were just telling stories about their lives and things that had happened to them, and I'm like, dang, I've been through a lot. Like I've had a lot of stuff happen in my my life that can be, rearranged to be funny. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what made me. I really love comedy ever since I saw Dysfunctional Family by Eddie Griffin way back in the day when I was like a child.
How old was you when you first start writing your jokes?
That's math. You asked me to do math now. 2 years before I got on stage. 2 years when I first started writing. I'm 20, almost 7. So the first time I wrote a joke, I was 22, 23.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. It's hard to the years fly. So I know the first time I wrote a joke was 4 years ago, and I'm going to be 27. So 22 to 23, somewhere in there.
So who was your biggest influence? Being stand-up. Who's your biggest influence?
That's hard. There's a lot of people that I respect as comedians. As far as there's two. I would have to say Eddie Griffin and Dave Chappelle. Just because neither of them are they like to say punch up now in comedy. Neither of them punch up ever. They always go for the low blow. And I love it because comedy is supposed to be that. It's supposed to be, you should be able to talk about anything in any context and people understand it's just a joke. You might not actually feel that way, but at the same time, it's still a joke. So,
what about nowadays where comedians gotta watch what they say?
Well, like what comedian has influenced me now?
Yeah, like comedians tell a joke, but it's like they gotta worry about if they're taking it too far, we won't offend people.
Yeah, so as far as what comedian, so because I'm local, most of the people that I admire are local. So like Josie Mwamba, Maggie Braintrap, April Storm Perry, Miss Whiteout, Country T, people like that are people who really influence me because it's watching them grind and try to get to where they're going, and even watching them get there, watching them do all these things really kind of influences me and encourages me to keep going, because every single one of us started right here, and these are people that in our community are doing so much. So for that, I would say those are the people who are influencing me now.
Okay. What about family?
My family?
Yeah, how they feel about you doing stand up?
So my dad does not like it. However, he's happy that I'm having success. I'm a deacon's kid, so
Okay.
so he'd much rather I do anything that doesn't have to do with fame, being in the industry in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But the rest of my family, when they heard I was going to be a comedian, they all kind of they're like, oh, that fits. That makes sense. I'm like, yeah, I had figured. Yeah, it does. I know.
All right, so what made you want to do the modeling, get pictures taken?
I'm pretty. No, I did. I took classes way back in the day when Barbizon was a thing. I don't know if you...
You went to Barbizon?
I did go to Barbizon.
So
You did?
Yeah.
See? That's what I'm saying? Yeah, before they shut down the one over there on Wake Forest.
Road,
Yep. I went when I was a kid. We did. It was
Teresa,
I can't remember the people. Don't get me
Teresa
lying.
is the daughter, the mom and dad. I can't remember their name, but they signed everything up to Teresa. I think they changed the name to something else, and they moved it off past Triton Town Center. I can't remember it now, but yeah, they're still around. Yeah, Teresa's still around. Yeah.
Different manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still dressed in all black.
Really? Yeah, that was the thing, man. That was the hardest thing about going to school there. Is every Saturday I had to find something all black to wear. And I was just like, dang.
Yeah.
I just can't wear what I want. I thought models were cute. We got to decide where we want.
Yeah.
That was back when I thought I was gonna be tall. I've been 5'3¼ since I was like 8.
That's all you is?
That's it. Everybody, I look tall. I'm very long. I'm elongated, and I always have on heels. So like my friend, she was going around telling people I was tall for like a year, and I was like, can you stop telling people that? Like, I'm really not that tall. I just wear heels all the time. That's all. And I'm long looking. I got long arms, long legs, and a short torso. So.
Okay. Yeah, because when we first met, I looked it up. It was actually back in 2020.
Yeah.
2020, which it seems like I know you longer than that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like I seem like I knew you longer than that. We've been working together for so long.
Right.
So how did you feel about your first photo shoot to where you are now?
If you would look at my first photo shoot was, Jesus, I had no idea what I was doing. My makeup was not good. It just did not, like, it looked like a professional photo shoot, but me personally, I didn't do much to make it look the way it looks now. Like, compared to the way I dressed and my makeup, my hair, the way I prepare for my photo shoots now, yeah, that's kind of what makes the difference.
Okay.
But yeah, back then I just grabbed something. I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, and I think that's cute enough. But just elevating consistently. So there's a huge difference from when I first started shooting to now, because I know what works for me. I know what I look good in. I know what angles I shouldn't try. So stuff like that.
Yeah, and plus you start twerking.
I did start twerking. I did. I really think, like, when you start using your booty, it grow. You know what I'm saying? Not like that, y'all. I don't use my booty in that way. I just twerk. I twerk on Tuesdays.
All right. So how has the modeling helped you out with the comedian?
Honestly, I would say it's kind of helped with my brand. Because in doing comedy, you got to have something that helps you stick out. And so I'm kind of known for always being dressed up and pretty. Like, when I meet it's different for me meeting other comedians. Like, oh my gosh, you're Lesa. And they're like, oh my God, you're so pretty all the time. And I'm just like, wait, what? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
And I do try to be pretty all the time. Just because it helps me to stand out. Like, when I go do a show, the same way I would come to a photo shoot is the same way I go to do my stand-up. Full beat, great outfit. At least I try. Most times I have on some form of acrylics or press-ons.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it helps. It's helped establish my brand as Lesa the Comedienne.
Lesa the Comedienne. How did it come about? Nickname?
Yeah, I grew up. Everybody, my nickname was Lily. My full name is Jaleesa. Nobody in my family calls me Lisa. Not one person. That came from middle school. My family calls me Lily. And so if people who were coming around me and my family for the first time, they were like, "Who is Lily?" Me, I'm Lily.
Yeah.
And Lily, when I'm with my family, like it's me at my most comfortable. You know, I don't have to hide or worry about what I'm saying or how I'm saying it or who it's going to affect, because they know who I am, they know how I am, they know I mean no harm. So when I initially adopted that stage name, it was because on stage I can always be who I am, say what I want to say and mean what I mean, and you know, nobody can tell me different, because that's mine, that's my set, that's my bit, that's my story, my life.
Yeah.
So I can talk about it however I want to, and you just have to listen to it because Lily's talking.
Okay. Now, I know I had to stop calling you Jaleesa around other people.
Because they had no idea.
They had no idea who Jaleesa is.
Period. Yeah.
So I keep them around as Lesa, or Lesa the Comedienne.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once I say that, oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's so pretty.
Thank you.
So, with you, well, how would you start your stand-up? What's your process of getting ready to go on stage?
Usually,
What kind of how now?
yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how to write that line. Usually, I'll go over my set. So I run over once. I'll just read over, even though it's gonna go nothing like what I wrote.
Yeah.
I'll read over what I wrote, and then I'll perform it in my head for myself. I might go to an open mic and just try to run as much as a set I can. Most open mics you get 5 to 10 minutes, and a lot of sets are 15, 20 minutes long. So you're not gonna get your whole practice in somewhere.
Yeah.
1 second. Excuse me. I apologize.
No problem.
But yeah, so normally I run my set in my head. I always could try to hype myself up with some kind of music. Now, my version of hype isn't always going to be, like sometimes I listen to Big Crit, other times I listen to Rum Gold, sometimes it's Beyonce, other times it's Sierra.
Yeah.
It just really depends on my mood and, you know, how I'm feeling, but something to get me pumped. And then usually right before I go on stage, I'll get me an old fashioned, something to sip on, to just, you know, liquid courage.
Blame it on the goose, huh?
Yeah, no, blame it on the whiskey. If you ever buy me something to drink, understand I like brown. I love brown liquor. Y'all, I'm just saying, my birthday's on Friday, so September 17th. If you if you think about getting me something, I like brown liquor, whiskey.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Duty noted. So, how important is open mic night to compare to your regular? If you actually go somewhere and perform on stage, how important is that going to mic night trying stuff out?
Very, because the way you wrote it might be hilarious to you, but the way you mean it may not come across to the crowd. So it's sometimes it's the first time it hits. Okay, that's great material. I'm gonna put that aside for a show. Other times it's like, I might need to rework that.
Yeah.
So open mics really give you the ability to know can kind of let you know how you're doing. And then it's also important to keep you engaged with the community. Most of your bookings, most of your notoriety comes from other comedians who know you.
Yeah.
And if you're not out there meeting them, if you're not out there seeing them, if you're not out there discovering other talent near you, that's not going to help build you. It's not going to help build other people. So open mics are immensely important to curtailing or curating. Excuse me, curating your content.
Okay. You use your kids a lot in your. Do they know you talk about them?
Yeah,
they do. How do they feel about it?
They think it's funny. Yeah, they think it's funny. I'm like, I should have used that in my joke. Look like now. Like, no, yeah, I'm putting that in my next stand-up.
Yeah, take some of their jokes and use them stand-up.
Not necessarily take their jokes, but
Or
not even borrow, because they don't necessarily make jokes. They just say unintentionally funny stuff. For instance,
what kids do.
I'm about to be 27, and I'm very upset because I have gray hair. And like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's just like one gray hair. Lily was like, Mommy, it's not one gray hair. It's like this much gray hair. I was like, Lillian. She's like, no, Mommy, it's okay. I said, it's a lot. She said, it's not a lot. It's just a little bit, like this. And I said, Lily, that's not a little bit. She's like, okay, so maybe it's like this. It's like this, Mommy. Don't worry, don't cry. It's just It's like this. I'm like, girl, stop telling me I got all this gray hair. I don't know. I don't want to know. I saw them already. But that's just one thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and to her, she's just being honest. To me,
Yeah.
I'm like, stop, shut up. You making it worse. You are making it worse. I know I got gray hair. I don't need your help. So
That's a good thing, ain't it?
what?
Because you're getting wiser.
I was already wise. I didn't need
see?
gray hair to show me that.
Okay, so the gray hair didn't catch up with your wiseness then.
Yes, the gray hair got some catching up to do. I'm already pretty wise, I like to think.
What has been the best location you performed at?
I can't take away from any show I've ever done. I've always gotten good response, good support, and I'm not just saying that for me because I was there, but like I said, I like to think that at least in North Carolina, I'm mostly in Raleigh. I know a few comedians out of Charlotte, a few comedians out of Fayetteville, some comedians up in the DMV area, but we all support each other really well. Like obviously, some people can't always be at particular shows, but everybody tries to. From what I can see, everybody tries to give each other a chance to succeed. So I can't take away from any show I've ever done. They've all been really good as far as crowd support and my set. There was one I can tell you about one I did. It wasn't even the show creators, the producer's fault. It was the location next to it. I did a showcase, and the entire time the showcase was going on, there was a live band playing out of a bar next door. Yeah, that sucks.
For sure that was loud.
It was so loud because you could not hear anything that the other comedians were saying. But the show itself was still good. We all tried to still show each other support and love. So that's about the only experience that I could say was taken away from. But honestly, I can't say I've had a bad show.
So how is the comedian world versus the modeling world?
In the comedy world, I would say as long as you're working, there's work for you. In the modeling world, there's so many people and there's so much fight to be the best and to get a job. And when I say get a job, I mean just a booking.
Yeah.
And then what is the word I want to say? The look that you need to have for certain stuff.
Yeah.
So in modeling, I say it's a lot more cutthroat. In comedy, you just gotta be funny. If you're funny and people think you're funny, they'll book you. And if you're working and you're supporting, but as a model, you can work, but still getting booked is still going to be difficult.
Yeah.
It's how personally my experience. Now it may not be this for other women or other models or other males or however whatever your gender identify is. But for me personally, it was a little more difficult to book things as a model. And being that my main focus was comedy in the first place and modeling was a supplement, I just was like, yeah, no. Unless I'm getting booked, there's really no point in me continuing to do that.
Okay. I got a tough question for you then.
Listening.
What's your top 5 comedians?
My top 5 comedians.
Other than yourself.
Other than myself, of course. So, top 5 famous people I know.
Maybe famous or local.
Okay. So famous we have Linnell, Dave Chappelle, of course. I'm gonna Bernie Mac. This is hard. Cause there's so many like Josie Mamba, MWAMBA, and dang, this last one is gonna be hard. It's between Justin Scranton, Mello, and Maggot Brain Trap because they all crack me up.
Okay.
So, the last one is a revolving spot.
Okay. So, probably a couple months ago, you did a photo shoot. Something that you've been looking to do yourself was Mother Earth. I think
Yes.
it was. What brought that on?
I dreamed about it. I literally dreamed about it. I was like, dang, that's a really good concept. Like, I gotta try to get it together. No.
I can't find my phone charger.
I will help you in a minute. Don't you sound like a cartoon character?
That's your baby.
That is my baby, indeed. Let's see. So what was the question again? I apologize.
I forgot what was my son.
Mother Earth. The Mother Earth shoot.
thing. Well,
Yeah, I
okay.
dreamed about it. And in the initial idea, my torso was going to be painted like a tree.
Okay.
However, life happens, things happen. My
Yeah.
painter wasn't able to paint me that day, so I went to the store. I went to Michael's,
Uh-huh.
and I bought some fabric glue. Excuse me, I apologize. Some fabric glue and some moss and tree bark, and just glued it on up there. I got with her name is Toni Globus, one of my favorite designers. Like if I'm looking for something made to specific, with specific specifications, then Tony's my person. I'll go right to her. Like, hey, Tony, what you doing? Can you make this? So, she'll make it. Speaking of which, quick shout out to my designer, head to toe, Toya McLeod.
She made that there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
she,
nice.
Pretty much everything you see me in, when I'm out in public, when I perform, when I do photo shoots, is Toya. Because she just, everything she makes just is awesome. So, and I'm also really with supporting local businesses. Anyway, that's off topic. So yeah, Toni made the skirt, the back piece. There was a bustle, and she made a wand. And then while we were out there, we found a staff. Okay. So like this big, huge piece of broken tree that was down, and we used that as a staff. But I really just, I wanted to do something creative. Yeah. And when that dream came to me, I was like, this is perfect. It's like a perfect idea. Like me as Mother Earth. Yeah. And then I'm a Virgo.
That's the hardest part with pictures, is trying to get everything like you want it to do, to stand out from everybody else. Exactly.
Yeah. And that was perfect for me, honestly. When I say perfect for me, that shoot could not have come out more perfect. I don't think there was one thing that I wanted to be different or could have been done better or could have looked different. It just was awesome.
And the photographer for that was?
Rock Moody.
Rock Moody, okay.
Yes, I love you, Rock.
Okay. I haven't met Rock yet.
You haven't met Rock?
No,
Lion photography?
I get a lot of people compare me to Rock. But
you and Rock do have very similar work, yes. Yes.
But I have not met him yet.
Y'all need to meet because y'all should do a collab. That would be so awesome. He's one of my favorite photographers. Like if you're not shooting with me, I'm shooting with Rock. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. I'll be okay. I'll get over it, but
Lord, yeah. There's another photographer. Let me not forget to shout her out. Latoya. She's done some of my recent photos. The ones I posted right before the last shoot that I did before you. That was with Latoya, La Creations or LHMP Studios, I think is the name of her thing on Instagram. But yeah, she did my last few photos. So that's the other photographer I shoot with. But as we all know, Tracy's my main photographer.
I don't know. She got two others on the side. I don't know.
Look, hey, you gotta spread the love.
You gotta spread the love. You can't have just one photographer. You do have to have multiple photographers to help make your portfolio better than what it is, so they can see that you have different looks.
And not everybody does everything. So
same, yeah.
He does event photography and in studio photography. And you have covered my event twice now, and we're looking for a spot to hold it next month too, on October 2nd. I'm really excited. Comics on the Corner. I'm so excited for that third.
Yeah, I'm about to ask you about that. Comics on the Corner.
Comics on the Corner, yes.
How did you come up with that? Comics on the Corner, because the first show, I guess the owner wasn't too happy about the show, or a certain comedian. I guess the very first one, because he said something about the place.
Yeah, he was upset that they were talked about the place, and I explained to him that it's all comedy. They love this venue. It's great. It kind of gives that comedy feel. Yeah. But Comics on the Corner came about. I was working with someone, and we were kind of putting together a show, and in the industry, and sometimes just throughout life, things fall apart. So that my partner backed out of the deal. And I decided that I wasn't going to not do it. I said, I've already booked the comedians. I've already gotten the DJ. I've already got the photographer. I've got this. I already got that. I'm not canceling it. All I need is a location and promo materials. I can do that. That's two things that I need. Now, did I understand the amount of work that actually went into it? No. I was stressed out all show day. I was immensely stressed. But I knew it was something I wanted to do. I really wanted to put on my own show, especially out of Cary, especially for people of a darker hue, black people, because we don't really have a lot of stuff going on out here in Cary, but we're out here, and we need to get out. So that was really the idea. And the name Comics on the Corner really came from the fact that I knew it was going to only be local comedians. And I'm sorry, I don't know if y'all can hear my baby, but she's like, I'm getting tired of our dumb neighbors. I cannot. But what was I saying? It just became from with being local comedians. I knew that, like, you know how you see people standing on the corner with a sign.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing we doing. Hey, come out to our show. Listen to my jokes. You know. And then of course there's a little bit of money behind it for them. And that's always my goal, is to get everybody paid, get everybody seen, get them some real, get something to help further you.
Okay. So you do, especially you're doing everything yourself. Finding the location, the comedians, getting to find somebody to do the flyers, all that yourself.
Everything myself. I'm all alone. I've been looking for a team very hard, but it's still just me.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't raise your eyebrows at me like that, but I'm listening.
Did I raise my eyebrows?
You did. Your eyebrows was creeping up.
What was it?
They was like,
Oh, okay. I was trying to do the little rock thing. I can't figure it out yet, but.
I learned that when I was a kid. Okay, The Rock was my first celebrity husband. For real. I'd be in the, do you smell? I was 4 or 5 years old when I started watching WWE. The Rock was my first celebrity husband, yes.
Okay.
Second one was Cisco.
Oh, Cisco. I forgot about the whole thing about Cisco.
Without you there.
I don't understand. It worked for him, Cisco, but it wouldn't work for all the other guys. As far as, like, it worked for women. Cut your hair short, leave it nappy, dye it blonde. It's the style.
Yeah, it's the style.
We do it as nappy, but when Cisco came out with showing his chest, it was just fine.
It was fine. Because he did, honestly, that was like genius marketing, I'm going to tell you what. Because that's why I liked him. As a kid, he had platinum blonde hair. And I mean, I never really got a good look at his face. Like, I didn't realize how he looked until I was an adult. I had looked him up. I was like, oh.
Changed your mind?
Yeah, like, It was the hair. That's what it was. It was the hair.
Okay. So, when you doing photography, what are you looking to get into next?
What do you mean, what am I looking to get into next?
Are there any other projects that you dreamed up that you want to have done, or?
Oh, on the modeling side?
Yeah, the modeling side.
Yes. So this idea has been on hold for a while. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I try to be quiet. You know what I've been through since I've been in the industry, so I try to like be quiet about a lot of the stuff I'm planning or have going on until I can at least get them there. Because there's been a bunch of times where I've had ideas and I've told somebody about it, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, dang, you did it. So, but yeah, I definitely have projects coming up. Things that I'm gonna need my model sisters for. I want to do a couple of group shoots. My initial when I branched out on my own as a model, as a comedian, I just decided that I was gonna look for people who were really for me. I also wanted to uplift other models and comedians.
Yeah.
And just give them something positive. Like, we don't gotta talk every day. You don't have to be my best friend. You don't even have to like me. But hey, this is an experience. This is gonna be a really good photo shoot. I got this designer. They made all the outfits. I got this makeup artist gonna do your makeup. I got this hairstylist. She's gonna do your hair. And then we're all gonna get together and we're gonna do the shoot. Expect to be there for about this many hours, just to kind of give them that full experience.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that.
Okay.
I'm still working on that. We had me and my designer, not this designer, but the other designer. We had worked something out, but thankfully for her, she's back on the road again.
Okay.
So whenever she gets back.
Okay. So you started out with an agency first. Well, how's that transition going from an agency to independent?
Not much different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much with an agent. I didn't, it's not much different. I see the same casting calls. I get the same amount of people reaching out to work with me and, hey, would you be willing to shoot? Because I wouldn't suggest going with the agency unless you have a following already. That's my suggestion. That's just who I am as a person. I would say build your following, because your agency is only going to put as much into you as they can get back. So if they can't get back much, they're definitely not going to pour into you much.
Yeah.
So I would say being independent is not much different than being with the agency. Since I've left the agency, I've pretty much I've increased my following by like 200. That's not much,
Yeah.
but I wasn't doing that when I was expecting. There we go. When I was with the agency, I was expecting other people to do the work that I was supposed to do myself.
Mm-hmm.
So when I put it in perspective, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to do this work either way. So if I'm gonna build myself, I'm gonna build myself, and then that's what I decided to do. So being independent is not much. It's not much different because you're still doing a lot of the legwork yourself.
Okay. All right. So when you were with the agency, you felt like everything that you're doing, there's no need to have an agency if you're already doing the legwork anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there was no benefit to being with the agency for me. There was none. I'm trying to put it in a way that I'm not bitter.
Yeah.
I'm not upset.
Yeah.
You know, you live and you learn. These are all life lessons. I think the only benefit I got from the agency really were just some of the people that I met.
Okay.
Through that agency. Like I met you, I met Jerry. Who else did I meet? You know, Karina. I can't even think of everybody's name right now.
Yeah.
But those are people that I met. So that I say that would be the benefit, is that you'll possibly meet people that you wouldn't have met in another setting, but at the same time, those people run in a lot of the same groups and circles that if I had just put forth a little bit of effort, I'd have seen them, probably would have met them anyway. Like I don't think life would have let you not be my photographer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So would you say, like a lot of people that go on Facebook, different groups,
Yeah.
would it be better than going through the groups than going through an agency, or still try agency to see what it does for you? Or you, like I said, get your followers up first?
I would say try to build yourself first.
Okay.
So when you go to an agency, because not having the effort put into you can make you feel like you're not worth it.
Yeah.
So I would always suggest building yourself, and if you're not willing to put that effort behind yourself, there's no point in you being with an agency because they're not going to put that effort behind you. Like unless you're like that 1 in a million person, no. Now I do have friends who are with agencies, but at the same time, they put some work in first.
Yeah.
So then when they got to an agency, there was already something for the agency to work with.
Okay. So as a comedian, what would be your advice for somebody who's looking to get into it?
Get into comedy?
Yeah.
My advice to a aspiring comedian would be talk your shit, say what you want to say. It's much easier to speak about what you know than to try to speak about random things. And get out there. And when I first started doing comedy, I was at an open mic 2-3 times a week. I don't do open mics as much now because I have a good collection of material that I can pull out when I have a show.
Yeah.
And also, I've been focusing on really trying to build my brand and who I am as a person to the public view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Y'all, I'm real burpy today. I think it was that steak. Excuse me. Yeah, that would be my advice to aspiring comedian. Definitely, like, write. Go to open mic, try it out, and see what happens. And if it didn't work, rewrite.
Yeah.
Definitely. Another tip: please record yourself. Always record yourself. You never know how a set's going. You never know. You never know how anything's gonna go, but you never know how a set's gonna go. Sorry, I'm kind of talking about them right now.
You good.
You never know how a set's gonna go, and that could be one of the best sets you ever did. And you're not. I promise you, I never remember how a set when I got off stage. I'm like, oh my gosh, you did so great. It was awesome. And I'm just like, really? I did okay. Well, thank you. Because I have no idea what I just said, what I just did, how well it went. I might have forgot a part that really hit hard. So yeah, always record yourself. Get some audio. You don't really need video, but make sure you get audio so you can take notes of what you did well, what you didn't do well, what might need to be changed. Because in addition to going to the open mic and people hearing your stuff, you need to know what you do good and what you don't.
Yeah. One of my favorite jokes that I've seen you do, you actually went live on Facebook. Well, this was the shaking baby joke.
Everybody loves that one. Everybody loves the shaking baby joke. It kills every time, yes.
Yeah. He wasn't that bad, was he?
Jerry was a horrible baby. Look, he was so cute. Look at him. He was so cute. He was just the cute little babies, the drool and the mama baby. But that boy, like, so he was maybe like 7 or 8 months. He did not sleep at night. Like, so until he was about 3 weeks, he did. He would sleep. He'd wake up, breastfeed, change poop, change the diaper, go back to sleep. 3 weeks old, we just blinking at each other all night. And then after like a week of that, he started screaming at the top of his lungs at me. And I'm like, why are you screaming at me? Like, what do you want? So yeah, that to me, that just spoke to the realness of being a mom.
Yeah.
Like, I actually had somebody shame me for that joke. And I was really upset about it because I told her, I said, you're shaming me, but you have no idea how many moms out there have thought about shaking their baby.
Yeah.
Not just moms. When I told the joke last night, I had a private comedy show that I did. Shout out to HB the Great. I had a private comedy show that I did, and I'm shouting everybody else, my bad. And I told that joke, and a lot of people in the room were like, yeah, like they were laughing, but they were nodding their head, like, yeah, I thought about it a few times. Like, man, shut up. Because being a new parent, especially for the first time, is so hard. And I realized how depressing and sad I used to be as a result of feeling bad for the things I thought.
Yeah.
But when I realized I wasn't alone and that, you know, it was a thought, not an action. And, you know, you did the better course of things, not this. You didn't harm your child, you didn't harm yourself, you gave your baby to somebody else, you talked to the doctor, you went to therapy. Things that you need to do. Those are parts of my joke you don't get. Those are parts of my life that you don't have to worry about. But what I need you to hear is this shaking that I almost shook my baby. Yeah, so, yeah. I even said that, I was like, I didn't shake him. I thought about it.
Yeah, that was good. I actually watched that on my way here. It was actually pretty good. It was one of my favorite ones that you did.
Oh, that was a birthday party too.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a private party.
Yes, it was.
I do private parties, y'all. That's kind of where I get most of my bookings. Birthday parties, private events.
Okay. What is the top 5 photographers that you work with?
That'll be easy. So you, Rock, Denitra, Everett Taylor.
She came a long way.
Oh my gosh, yes. So she actually did, I think I shot with her when she first started shooting last fall. Wow, that was so long ago. Go ahead, Denitra girl. Last fall, when she first started shooting, and even those were good. Like, and it was her and her husband, they were both shooting. But yeah, she has come a really long way. That's something I love about being in the local industry. But anyway, I'm gonna name my top 5 photographers.
I need to get with you too, by the way. Just in case you're watching, Miss Denitra.
She probably will. real. Okay, I'm gonna curse a little bit. Real shit. That's somebody who supports me.
Yeah.
Denitra, if you're watching, I appreciate you. I appreciate your husband. I appreciate y'all for always coming out. Like, she supports me, and I couldn't. Like, it's crazy. I mean, I get responses from people a lot now who are like, oh my gosh, like, you really inspired me. Great, you're doing so good. Don't stop. And stuff like that really affects you. But yes, girl, thank you. But Denitra, you, in no particular order. Don't feel it.
No particular order.
Rock. Let's see, Latoya. And then I have never shot with this photographer, never in my life. But Lim Mobley, if I can get in front of this man's camera.
Okay, yeah, Lim. Yeah, he's really good.
I've never shot with Lim, but I was supposed to. The weekend I got ran over by that Nissan Titan. Y'all, Nissan Titan ran over my little 2005 Hyundai. What was it? Hyundai Sonata.
Yeah.
Man.
You only have about a month?
3 months. I hadn't even gotten done with the paper tag part yet. Somebody just boom boom. I was like, God, I'm so mad. Ooh, I was so mad. But it's okay because now I got a Camry. And it's a newer one. It ain't brand new because, you know, single mom and all that. But it's a newer one.
Okay.
But yeah, if I can get in front of Lim camera, yes. I really want to shoot with him. So yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Rich, I'm just playing. In 5 years, honestly, I don't know. In 5 years, I really hope that I have a podcast that idea that's been in my head for forever. Or so.
Go for it.
Yes. I don't know what I'm doing, Tracy. Is the thing.
I'll help you out. You know I will.
Tracy.
Just hit me up.
First of all, he say that, but y'all keep him busy. Tracy is never available for me. Like, and he know, I told him, I said, I be feeling the type of way, because you my photographer, like, all caps, my. Like, and you be busy, people be booking you, and I'm like, dang, Tracy, what happened? I was shooting this week. Oh, well, I got time next. Tracy, that's 2 weeks from now.
We were shooting again anyway?
I don't know. We're gonna have to make it soon. I just got a whole bunch of stuff from Toya. This is.
You thought it was a day? Cause I said, I don't remember.
I did think it was today. Look, y'all. Y'all see look at my buns.
I do keep a camera in the car just in case of emergency.
Look, I can go. We can go out. I can do a quick. We can do a walkthrough real quick.
I use it like a visa. It's in the car.
Like a visa is in the car. I cannot. Yeah, no. So yeah, I definitely do have a podcast idea. So I definitely see myself doing that, unless I'm not single anymore, which who knows. I see myself being a great mom, still doing comedy. I eventually do want to branch off into music because a lot of people tell me I can sing.
I had never heard you sing.
I'm not singing on your podcast. I sing when you cut the camera off. I feel like you heard me sing before though. I've never sang around the studio.
We're too busy joking around. You don't have time, I guess.
Yeah, we do joke around a lot, and then usually there's 2 or 3 outfits involved in about an hour and a half of worth of time to shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me think of a song. I'm gonna give you like a little thing.
Oh, so I gotta need some popcorn.
You're the air inside my lungs. You're a melody and song. Don't know if it can be done, but all I wanna do is save you. Save you. Save you. Okay, that's how you get.
Now, if you hear that with a beat, don't be surprised. Bring my old DJ skills back in.
You're right. Okay, so that song is "Save You" by Rum Gold. It's so beautiful. I told you I like neo soul. I like rap. I like country, gospel. You can get a little bit of everything, but that's the name of that song. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if anybody wants to get in contact with you for stand-up, modeling, how can they do that?
They can reach me on Instagram, LESA_The Comedienne, Lesa The Comedienne on Instagram. On Facebook, my comedy page is Lesa The Comedienne. Comedian is COMEDIENNE on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
I take.
How far will you go?
How far will I go?
Because you're in Cary, North Carolina, so how far?
I am in Cary. That all depends. Honestly, see, I don't like talking. Don't nobody like talking about money, but it really just depends on how much the pay is. Just because I've done a lot of traveling just to meet people. So if it's a paid event, it depends on how much it's paid for. But sometimes I just go out to just support. Like I might drive out to Fayetteville because Maggot Brain Trap got that the Super Bowl, the Sunday football thing out there. So I might at least drive. I might drive out to support somebody. But if I'm driving out for work, it just depends on how much you pay. But I go anywhere.
Okay. This has been Lesa. Very funny comedian, beautiful model.
Thank you.
We've been sitting here talking for a while, but I know today is Sunday. Kids got school tomorrow. We gotta get them fed, off to bed. But you will see more of this lady here. And you also on a radio show too, right?
Yes, occasionally on Saturdays, Oak 93.5 Live. All Eyes on Me DJs is an organization I'm a part of. We have a 2-hour mix where you can come and just dance with us for 2 hours. We always up there having a good time and acting crazy. So
Who the DJ?
the DJs, excuse me. We have DJ K Boom, who is my DJ, and I say that my all caps. And then DJ Tadal, who is a y'all choked on my spit like 2 seconds ago. I tried to keep talking through it, it just did not work. And then Tadal, he's like the host.
Okay.
So I kind of co-host when I'm coming through. Tadal's always there, always lit. And so is K Boom. K Boom's always there, always turning up. Give me something to twerk to.
Yeah, K Boom is a good DJ. My first scene was at the comedy show.
Yeah.
Where the first comedy in the corner. I'm like, oh, he remind me of me.
Yeah.
For those who know, who listen to my mixtapes and back when I was doing K-Boom style, he's a little quicker on the switches than I am, but he's really good.
He lit, y'all. He's lit. Like, you be sitting there, you be dancing all night long, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I can tell he's definitely into what he's doing because you see him concentrating on what he is doing. So K-Boom is very good. Yeah.
It's the passion for me.
Yeah.
I love people who are passionate in what they're doing. And also, I'm going to just throw a little plug in there real quick. If you are I'm trying to build my team. I want people around me who are serious about where they're going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're a comedian and you're looking to work with somebody, you want to collaborate. If you're a model and you want to collaborate, you make music, you do any kind of content creation, please feel free to reach out to me. I mean, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I'm all for supporting everybody who's just trying to make it, who's about that hustle, who's about that grind, and really see themselves doing what they're trying to do. So yeah, just reach out to me. I love meeting new people. I love supporting everyone. So yeah.
All right. As you hear, Lesa, look up on Instagram and Facebook.
LESA _ The Comedienne on Instagram.
All right, guys. Until then, see you next time.